Okay, now we're recording. So this is 10:30, 10:40 class, right? I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So, um, question is on practice exercise 4.3.5, which is create a 4 by 6 array in which all of the elements have a value of pi. Oh, hang on, I gotta get these things off my hands or I can't fix this one. Okay, so um, well, let's do this in an M file here. So I'm just going to call this pi array. Then I'm going to set that equal to pi times ones in a 4 by 6.
Okay. Wow.
So the ones creates an array of ones in the size of rows and columns. So we have 4 rows and 6 columns, and then I just multiplied it by pi.
Oh, I see. Oh, wow. I got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I said. Thank you.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So did you see the announcement on day and time for this meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Because if this is the best time for it, I'm all good for that. I just, you know, I, I I just want to try and set it up to where I can get the most interaction as I can.
Okay.
If you're the only one who shows up, then I'll do it this night if this is best for you. So I'm easy to get along
Okay.
with. It gets boring sitting here all by myself playing Tetris or
Yeah.
watching Hogan's Heroes. Oh no, Mash. No, I don't know. I'm an old fart.
Where's
Okay.
where's
Well,
everybody? Oh.
what's that?
Yeah, I mean, where's everyone? I didn't see.
Yeah, I don't
just
know.
you and me.
This, being an online class, most students take it because they have busy schedules and
Hmm. Yeah.
trying to find one particular time when everybody can meet is, in my experiences, I've never had a time where everybody comes in.
Okay.
So that's why I do the recordings and then post them. So anyway, I think I said in the announcement, what did I said in the announcement? Let's see. Ooh, let me move this up here for confidentiality purposes. Uh, Let's calendar courses 25. I What? It's not a private room. Online tonight, and I said I would work problems 4.3 and 410. See, I wouldn't even been close if I was trying to guess. Or is that right? Okay. Oh yeah,
Still.
4.3. 4.3 students struggle with a lot. Oh, somebody just emailed me. Okay. Um, so I'm going to work problems 4.3. Once. Too many. Too many. Too few. There we go. Then 410. I don't think 410 is assigned, but 4.3 is. So this is a bonus question for everybody. Um, so if we look at the textbook, you suppose you have a file named sensor.dat contains information collected from a set of sensors. Your instructor may provide you with this file. I did. It's there. I promise. All of your files are there. or you may need to enter it by hand. Oh, you don't want to enter it by hand. Each row contains a set of data sensor readings, with the first row containing values collected at 0 seconds, and the second row is collected at 0.5 seconds, and on so part A, okay, part A up here, part A. A is to read the data file and print the number of sensors and the number of seconds the data contained. Use a size function. Don't just count them. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is load sensor.dat. Okay, so now this is kind of, uh, well, you guys will be doing this in Grader, so the file will be available to you. If you weren't doing it in the um, Grader, you'd have to make sure that in your current folder is a copy of the censored file. However, I got mine set up that if it's not here, it goes and looks in a folder that contains all those, so it will still load it. But we could do a file explorer here. And go to my grading file and my data files. And here is where is my sensor.dat? Sensor. It's a .dat file. And I'll copy it and come over here and paste it. And so there's my sensor. So it's now in my current folder. So now if we operate that, it should, first thing we want to do though is clear the command window and clear, not capitalize you idiot, clear our variables. So when we go to the workspace, we see that we have sensor.dat. It has 20 by 6. So, okay, this doesn't count for the part of telling how many rows and columns. That's just verifying that the file loaded. So now we do the size function. Oops, let's go set this equal to 2 variables, row and columns. Not that one, that one. Come on, you can do this. I know you can. Size. So what this does is it returns the size of that array in rows and columns. So now if we run that, we see that there are 20 rows and 6 columns. So we know then that, so what we're trying to find out here is the number of seconds and the number of sensors. So our seconds is going to be the number of rows because each row is a different, that's not right. I'll have to check the grader to see if that's right because the number of seconds contained in the file, because that's going every half second, so that would technically would be divided by 2. But I think the grader has just the number of rows. That is wrong because that's not what the book asks for. I'll have to do. Oh, Holly, we'll got to talk to Holly on that one. And then the number of sensors is going to be our columns, but the first column is time. So, and the last columns are actual sensors. So this data file covers 10 seconds on 5 seconds on 5 sensors. But technically, there's 9.5 seconds. So I need to look at them. And I'll get back to everybody. I'll post it on when I post the video. But this is neither here nor there for the rest of the problem. That just gives you some experience using the size function, and by assigning it to 2 outputs or 2 variables, you get 2 different outputs, rows and columns. If you just assigned it to 1, I think it would just give you a single variable, but it would be 2 by 1. Let's see. We'll call this yup and see what we get. See, yeah, yup, 2 by 1. Well, 1 by 2, 1 row, 2 columns. Then you just have to pull them out. Oh, what the freak is that? Snitch, snidnum, snitch, 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 snips. Num sensors. There we go. Okay, so that's not the hard part students struggle with. The problem they struggle with is in part B and part C. So part B is find both the maximum and minimum value recorded on each sensor. So personally, I don't like dealing with arrays that have time variables in them. or not time variable, time vectors, time columns. So I generally create me another array of just the data. So I'm going to copy all the rows from column 2 to the end of the file. So what that's going to do is it's going to go into the sensor array and take every row from column 2 until it runs out of columns, which we know it's 6 because it appears 6, but if we didn't know that, end will do it for us. So this is just the sensor data. So now we can come down here, and if we go max sensor, max reading, there we go, max reading is equal to max of data. And what that's going to do is it's going to return the maximum value in each column. So this will be the maximum value here, maximum value there, and so forth. But we need to find out also what time that max occurs. So if we come up here and assign this output to two variables, the second variable will tell you the element number in which this value resides. Okay, 7.773946. 773946. It's right there. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So now if we do this, the first element of location should be 16. Whoa, look at that. Woohoo. Woohoo. I'm doing a little dance here. You can't see it, but I'm doing a little dance. Woohoo. Woohoo. Okay, enough silliness. Now to find the time, okay, this is just the location in this vector, or this matrix. Sorry, proper termination here. This is the location in this array where all of these maximum values are located, not the time. And, and one thing students like to do is go, well, time at max, they'll take the location and say, well, it's divided by 2 and then minus a 0.5. Okay, so that would probably coincide. I don't know. Does it? Yes, with time. But that's not how we want to do it. This is no. This you'll get it wrong. I'll take off 480% if you do that. Especially if you're watching this video and do that. Yeah. Okay. So the way you get the time is you go set your variable time at max is equal to, then you go back to the time vector, which is going to be sensor in the, we want to look at all the values in the location in the first column. There's no M in location. Serious. You must have gone to twiddle it. And so there is our times. And you'll notice that these don't coincide with this, but if we look at 8.5 seconds in column 2, 77.6758. Column 10, let's see, 4.5. There is 77.9647. And then column here is 80.5608. So see, that works. And if you want to light it up so that it comes out in a same format, we'll just transpose it. Okay, cool. Far out, right on. Hallelujah. Okay, so now this is where we get lazy, and we just change that and come in here and say we're going to do the same thing with the minimum. And so now we have our maximum times at maximum with the maximum values and the minimum at the minimum time. Cut and paste is legal to use. I don't punish you for doing it. I do it because I'm not a typist and it's easier to cut and paste. So cool, yay, woo. Okay, actually this here was plot B. And then the final one, plot C, is, okay, find the mean and standard deviation for each sensor and for all the data values collected. Just remember that column 1 does not contain sensor data, it contains time. So this here, we'll go back and use our data here. So we'll find the mean. Oops. Is just simply the mean of the data. And what this does when you do mean on a... Yo, you okay? Sound like a herd of elephants coming down. Ah, still 12 digits. So this returns a vector, sorry, a single row of array that has the average for each column. And we can do the same thing for STD of data, is the standard deviation of data. And so this will return the standard deviation and a single vector. Okay, and students don't struggle with that one. And now if we do mean all data, so this is an overall average of all the data collected, we can simply do a mean of our mean data, because that's mathematically possible. But here's where the students make a mistake. They go STD of all data. They say, well, we did that with the mean. Why can't we do that with the STD? And I'll show you why you can't, because you didn't spell it right, because you're an idiot. I am too. Thank you. Okay, so this is what you get if you do STD, the standard deviation for all the data is 4.746. But that is incorrect. And I'll show you why. Because if we go and do the legal all data is going to be the standard deviation, and what we're going to do is turn the matrix into a single column vector. And you'll see here the difference. See the difference in that? What this is this is the standard deviation of these numbers and not these numbers. And it does make a difference. You can see it right here. So this is a standard deviation of all the sensor data, where this is the standard deviation of the standard deviation. So this one's wrong. So we don't do that one. And there is problem 4.3. Any questions? Cool. Okay, what's 4.10? I don't know if I've ever done 4.10, so this could be a learning experience for both of us, well, all of us. I can't read this text way down. Like, well, why don't you call up your digital textbook? You got one, you fool. Because I'm stupid, that's why. FLCC, myself, me, myself, and I. Ha 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 ha. He did it stupid. Ha 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 ha. Okay, MATLAB for Engineers book. Read it now. So here's our textbook. Let's see. I want to go to table of contents and chapter 4. Problems. There we go. Get rid of you. I said we'll get rid of you. Go away. 4.10 comes right after 4.9 and right before 4.11. Maybe they forgot to put it in this book. Here we go. The ideal gas law, PV equals RT, described below, of the behavior of many gases when solved for V, the specific volume in millimeters cubed per kilogram. The equation can be written as V equals RT over P. So find the specific volume for air for temperatures from 100 to 1000 K and for pressures from 100 K P pascals to 1000 kilopascal. The value R for air is yada yada. Different for there are formulation are constant molecules. This is a case of giving you more information than you need to work the problem. Um, okay, so we got to solve this equation for these three variables. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so we're going to come down here and start this problem by saying that R is equal to, where was it? No, how did you get the known point? Where did it, oh, there it is. 0.2870 kilograms per K, kilojoules per kilogram K. Once then, oh, I didn't put it in. What does, why, how? Numlock's on, because your numlocks came off, you numlock. Here we go. Okay. Once then, our temps is going to be from, it doesn't say how many to do, so we'll just do 10 of these. And see, the purpose of this problem is to learn how to do mesh grid. So I'm going to make sure that I create two separately sized from 10 to 1,000 with 100 or 10 of those. We'll suppress that output. And then our pressure is going to be, we'll also do a lens space of 100 to 1,000, and we'll only do 5 of these. So that we can learn how to use mesh grid. Because if you don't use mesh grid on this problem and you turn it in, well, you won't get through the grader because the grader's looking for mesh grid. But if you turned it in to me, I would send it back saying, no, dude, that has to be done with mesh grid. And they say, well, it doesn't say that in the problem. Yeah, I know, but if you look in the textbook, this is why it has to be done with mesh grid. And if you look here, it's under the section labeled problems with two variables. And that's because we're trying to teach you how to use mesh grid. There's always easier ways to do this, but that defeats the purpose of the problem in the textbook. Okay, get off your soapbox. Okay, sorry, just trying to be helpful. Okay, so let's use our mesh grid and we'll create a temperature and a pressure is equal to, come on, you can spell mesh grid. You've only been doing it for 4,000 years now. And temp and pressure. And now we can use our equation, which was V equals V dot times, not 8, dot times T, and it's not V, it's R, you idiot. I am too, thank you. And this is all going to be a dot divided by P. Okay, I didn't need the dot times on top, a good thing, because I didn't put one there. No, I lost something. What the freak is going on here? R, wow, you totally blew that one. And you got digital proof that you're stupid. I know it, thank you. 8 times T and then dot divide by P. Okay, because R is scalar, we don't need to do a dot times, but that's an array, and that's an array, so we have to use dot divide. And poof, there's our two-dimensional array. Cool, right? Easy peasy. I did all that in half an hour. Wow. Any questions? You still awake? I put you to sleep?
I I think there's a mistake on the press. Is that the lens space 100 to 1,000? It's not 100
Oh,
in the middle.
okay. But it's still, it just gives us different. It's amazing that well, I think, it'd be interesting to see I think this would give us a whole bunch of a matrix of just ones, 100s, from 1 to 100, 100 to 100 for 5 times. So But yeah, you are correct. That should have been, and you would have gotten kicked on it on grader. It was a incorrect value for press. Oh, cool. Okay, well that's what I had planned for tonight.